We're going to go ahead and go over buyer net sheets now. I do use net sheets for everything, and I do mean everything. I use them for my buyers, my sellers, my investors, and especially my advertising. Advertising on Facebook is absolutely 100% necessary, but just telling people that you're a realtor, it doesn't mean jack. Your friends and your family, the strangers that you are friends with on Facebook, they're all going to give you a pat on the back when you post something like a nice, pretty house online. They're going to give you that virtual pat on the back. But when you start giving them hard numbers and facts, they start listening. Investors, bless their hearts. Some of these poor investors, they spend tens of thousands of dollars learning about how to flip a house, but the one thing that they don't cover is the hard numbers at closing. I guarantee you they don't. So wouldn't it be nice if you're a brand new investor, or you have a brand new investor, and all of a sudden you have an actual breakdown of the estimated cost coming out of their pocket at closing? Sellers, I use it for seller leads. When I'm sitting down at the table with them for the first time, I'd like to give them an estimate of cost that they will that are going to be charged to them at closing, and maybe even some credits. Throughout the process from contract to close, numbers change, so net sheets are necessary. Buyers, when I'm on the phone with a buyer for the first time, I'm going to ask them, what do you expect your monthly payment to be around? What are you comfortable with spending per month? Before they make an offer on a house, you want to break down those numbers for them, specifically tailored towards that house. Again, once you go under contract, because things change, numbers change, and then right before closing, you're going to compare those numbers with the settlement statement, the closing disclosure sent to them by the lender. So now back to the actual buyer net sheet. What are we going to use it for? Well, we're going to quickly calculate and share estimated cost. They want to know what their estimated monthly payment, closing cost, and maybe even their down payment. What is it going to be? What do they have to look forward to? As well as it's going to go ahead and give them a line-by-line breakdown of this information and more. When you're on the phone with a lead, you want to be proactive rather than reactive. Can the buyer even afford the house? You sure don't want to take them to see homes that are $1,000 more than they can ever afford. Do they have their down payment and closing costs? You'll know. They're going to tell you, because you're going to tell them, well, with a 5% down payment, you're looking at this, and you will also have closing costs. So these two together equal, trust me, within about a tenth of a second, you will know if they have it. Do they need financial assistance? If you don't have a good lender, a go-to lender, maybe 2 or 3 of them, then you probably need to start your hunt, because a good lender, somebody that offers different assistance programs, they are invaluable to your business. So this is what a buyer net sheet looks like through Palm Agent. And you're probably wondering, oh my God, where do I go to get this? I've never even heard of Independence Title. Well, let me show you. You can access Palm Agent online and through the App Store. In our area, there's a place called Independence Title. There's one called Capital Title and Providence Title, and they all use this Palm Agent app. I don't know what is in your area, but I highly recommend looking up Palm Agent, and you'll probably be able to find the correct title company that uses it in your area. Hope that makes sense. So let's go ahead and go back over to the net sheet and get started. When you access this online and sign up, and I believe it may be free, but if you want the premium features that I actually don't use, but anyway, I could, you can do so, and I think it may be $11 a month, and it's well worth it. But as just as you feel, it's like everybody has their hands in your pocket and helping themselves to your pocketbook. So anyways, buyer net sheet, you have the option to use either conventional loan, FHA, VA, and all cash. I don't mess with owner finance. Home price, we're just going to pretend it's a $350,000 house. You can add the address right here and it will search the taxes and all of that. I haven't found that that's correct. So most of the time I'm having to change it. So I just don't add an address. You can try it, but I think you'll be happy not using it. So we've included a house at $350,000. We're going to go ahead and put a 5% down payment. Now you have the option, you can put a dollar amount, but I'm going to go with the percentage. I'm not going to mess with that interest rate. As soon as I do, it's going to change. 30-year term. Miscellaneous. Okay. See this wheel? You're going to click on that wheel. Now I need you to keep in mind that the buyer, when they go under contract, they're going to immediately write 2 checks, correct? They're going to write one for the option fee. We're just going to go ahead and put a $100 option fee, and that gives them the right to back out for any reason or for no reason at all. During that time, it's the best time for them to do their home inspections. It is not the only time they can do their home inspection, so please don't call it an inspection period because it is not. So, okay, option fee. We've just included an amount of $100. We're also going to include their escrow deposit. It's a $350,000 house, so we're going to put the bare minimum towards escrow, which is going to be held at a title company inside of a non-interest bearing account and credited back to them at closing. Credited back to them at closing. We are subtracting these 2 amounts from their closing cost. So please keep that in mind. They've already paid that option and earnest money, so we've got to credit it back at closing. Don't charge them that amount of money again. So now that we've done that, let's click Done. Okay. Don't mess with that hazard insurance. If you're dealing with a condo, that is a different animal. Ask for help. Okay. I'm not even going to go there. I'm not going to even say the word blanket insurance. Anyway, we're not going to mess with it. This is a regular home sale. Don't mess with the hazard insurance. Taxes, you have a couple of choices, percentage or dollar amount. So let's go through that real quick, okay? I use the percentage for long-term homeownership. Taxes are going to increase next year. So the taxes will increase to the new, it's going to reflect on the tax rolls, the sales price, right? The newfound sales price. That's what the property is now worth. So it's going to change. So this is why you use the percentage. Now, when would you use the dollar amount? You're going to use the dollar amount for short-term properties, like an investment property, something that they're going to flip. Because most likely they've already paid the taxes for the year. So they're going to get some back. All right? For this one, let's just put 2.99% taxes. And remember, it's a percentage. I'm not going to mess with an HOA. On this closing date, you always need to make sure that that closing date is accurate. Do not ever close on a Friday. If you close on a Friday and not everybody can sign on time, or maybe the lender is in Florida when you're closing in Texas or California or Arizona, whatever, you get the point, right? So they're going home before you've even closed. That's not a good thing. So anyway, don't close on Friday. Most of the time, your clients will be disappointed. They're going to be packed up, ready to go, and guess what? They're not going anywhere. They have to wait until it funds. So we're not going to close on Friday the 23rd. We're going to close on Friday. That's October. That's not going to work. Excuse me. Thursday the 19th. My goodness, I'm going to get something right. Compute. When you're on the phone with a buyer, this really isn't going to take but maybe 30 to 45 seconds. So it's not that bad. Just tell them to bear with you for a moment. Before I tell them that their monthly payment would be an estimated $2,700 per month, I'm going to look at that detailed closing cost. And I need to make sure everything looks right. 15 months of homeowners insurance, 3 months of taxes, blah, blah, blah. They're getting that back. They're getting that back. We are missing items, and I'm going to have to fix that. But there are additional fees that will be charged to them at closing that are not showing up. But that's okay. I will get it fixed. So here you have it. This is what a net sheet is, for the most part, going to look like. You can change the layouts. And there you have it. What I would do is I always download the PDF. If this is the real deal, I'm going to download that PDF. I'm going to print a copy. I can save the estimate under the client's name or lead's name. I can email a copy to them. You can social media share. I would download it and then convert it over to a JPEG or a PNG file and then share it. I don't usually like to share directly to social media because I may want to decorate it. So anyway, I hope you've learned something. Again, let's go through this one more time. I've set it up as a conventional loan. You can change it to an FHA if you would like. It's going to automatically reduce that down payment to 3.5%. Don't mess with the interest rate. 30-year term. It has saved your earnest and option fee refunds. The taxes are right here, 2.99%. Closing on the 19th. Let's make sure that's right, the 19th. You compute it. It's going to change the numbers a little bit. There you go. Monthly payments, $2,800. Bring to close, $21,000. I hope you've learned something. Please use the email address below to ask me any questions. I'm happy to address any questions or concerns you may have.